Good afternoon, everyone. As an Ottawa Senators fan, I have to say that I feel privileged to stand here at center ice at the home of the 2014 Stanley Cup champions here this afternoon. It's a good day. On behalf of Jim McIntosh and our Board of Governors, let me just extend a warm Algonquin College welcome to all of our family and friends here today, our returning alumni, our honored guests, and our very regal-looking stage party. I will say that certainly my time as president, I've had an opportunity to speak with a number of people, and including mothers and fathers who have had sons or daughters come here to the college, and unfortunately I've never had one of those people tell me that their son or daughter really liked the president. Nevertheless, as hard as that is on the ego, what I do hear consistently is the recognition for the exemplary faculty and staff that we have here at the college. So this afternoon, at this special occasion, I do want to say in a very public way, thank you to the faculty and staff that make this institution so great. So thank you very much, everyone. Thank you. And so, with those introductory comments, I will leave my welcome to the special guests of this afternoon, the 2013 graduates, and let you know how proud we are of what you've been able to accomplish here. I think it's fair, though, graduates, to say that you did not make it here necessarily on your own. You've had a loved one, a mother, a father, a brother, sister, or maybe a friend who has helped you along the way. So why don't we, this afternoon, take a moment, feel free to stand up, have a look around this beautiful hall, give that person who's helped you a wave, and thank them for their support for your success here today. So if you could do that. Thank you. Now, graduates, let me tell you something. As a father of a son who graduated this year, I can guarantee that the people here in this audience are equally as pleased that this journey is over for you here at Algonquin College. I'm sure that many of them, including your personal private bankers who are here today, are glad that this journey's finished. But it is your day, and we are here to honor you. We know that it is not an easy journey to get through your programs. We know that during your time here at the college, some of you have lost loved ones. Some of you have had significant financial challenges to be where you sit today. And some of you have had personal challenges that somehow you have overcome. So this afternoon, we do also honor your persistence, and we honor your achievement. And one of the ways that we do honor your achievement is simply in the gowns that you're wearing. Academic regalia is something that we don't get to wear often here at the college, and yet they are symbols of something greater than just simply a robe. They're symbols of academic excellence that goes back over 1,000 years, when teachers and students would gather in unheated buildings in order to learn. And although we have heated buildings today, they are also symbolic of something else here at the college. And that is, they're symbols of a connection that you now have to over 150,000 alumni who have come before you, including our guest speaker tonight. This is a time of convocation that we are able to share some final thoughts. Like during your orientation when I had the opportunity to welcome you, I'm afforded a few minutes now to give you some parting words. And I've broken my thoughts into two broad areas. The first one is to thank you. We want to thank you because your time here at the college has made Algonquin a better college. You've said to us that we could do a better job in terms of sustainability. And because you've pushed us on that front today, Algonquin College is one of the leading colleges in this province in terms of its commitment to sustainability practices, both in our curriculum and in the way we operate the college. Another example is you told us that we could do better in how we use technology, that if we use it right, it can actually enhance the experience that you have here at the college. And today, I'm proud to say that your alma mater is now a global leader in how we integrate technology into the learning space. I also want to thank you because you have made this community a better place for us. You as a group, particularly this group in front of us today, have said and demonstrated your commitment to care for those who have less than you. You volunteered your time in the community and with charities. You shared your tremendous skill with those who had less than you, and because of that, you have left Ottawa a better place for all of us to live. And I also want to thank you because you have made learning more exciting for all of us. An academic environment is one where ideas need to be shared and diversity of opinion cherished. And you've shown us that we are able to bring ideas and hold differences of opinion, but share your ideas in a way that shows respect, civility, and an open mind. And I know this with certainty, that you have amazed your professors. You have amazed them in the classrooms, in your labs, in the community, and for some of you in the playing fields of the college. And I'll say, 2013 graduates, you are a very impressive lot. We're proud of you. The second theme, though, I'd like to go a little bit deeper in, is looking to the future, because it's natural for us when we get together at an event like this to be able to look into the past and think about the many, many things that you have accomplished. But the word convocation itself means to come together and look into the future. And I'd like to do that with this theme. I want to take you back to 1991 when an Irish poet by the name of Brendan Kennelly wrote a book, The Book of Judas. And in that book, he wrote these 11 simple words. He said that the best way to betray the age, to serve the age, is to betray it. Think about that for a moment. What could he have meant over 20 years ago? The best way to serve the age is to betray it. And that's what I'd like to expand on in just the next couple of minutes. I can tell you that I spend a considerable amount of time thinking about Algonquin College. My wife, Mary Ellen, would say I probably obsess about Algonquin College, but I do it for a reason. I do it because today, I believe strongly in my heart that this is the most important public institution in this city at this moment. I'll give you an example of that. I recently read a very good, inspiring address at a convocation in which the speaker said for that institution, its purpose was to prepare graduates to go out and have into their own learning cosmos. I was not sure what that line meant. We're very clear at Algonquin. We're a pragmatic institution. We try to do two broad things. How do we create better citizens? And how do we make sure that the skills and knowledge that your faculty are providing you are exactly what it is that industry needs in order for you to go out and not just have a job, but to have a career. And I think that we've done a tremendous job of that since 1967. But if we were to go back almost 50 years ago, this institution would not look like what it looks like today. No one could have predicted that many years ago that your graduating school would be a global leader in digitally connected applied learning. And how we know that is because your institution is one where people from around the world are choosing to study, are wanting to come here to learn the craft that you have learned. In the last month, I've had the opportunity to speak to two audiences. One was been in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, and the second one was in Astana, Kazakhstan. And the reason that I was asked to go to those two countries is because they know that their citizens need what you have earned here today, an applied, practical education that you will walk out the doors here today and be able to make a difference on the first day of your work. The world needs a little bit more Algonquin College, and that was the theme that I gave at both of those presentations. But what I would leave you with is some thoughts, is that we must look at today as one of the greatest times to ever graduate from Algonquin. This is not a time of despair. There's been no greater time for you to be leaving this college with the amazing opportunities that are before you. Those of you who are prepared to create change, and those of you who have the courage to lead change, will be those of you who are most successful. Those are the types of skills that employers are looking for today. You could be the most valuable kind of employee when you have the skills that you have learned and the attitude that you can change the world. So I'm going to give you 3 pieces of advice, if I could, that you could walk out with today. The first one is this. You're now an Algonquin College graduate. Be a player, not a spectator. Glory goes to those of you who are prepared to actually play the game, to go on to the field, fall down a few times, scrape your knees, and learn from that. I've seen too often those people who would prefer to sit on the sidelines of the field and criticize those who have had the courage to be involved. One takeaway is, please have the courage to strap on your helmet of life and go out and try to make a difference and be involved. The second piece of advice, as a now an Algonquin College graduate, is to pay it forward. Winston Churchill once wrote that you make a living by what you get, and you make a life by what you give. And again, the irony of speaking to you as our last graduating class of these series of graduations is a good one. There's been no group of students like you in terms of your commitment to make a difference in our community. You said as a group that you could come together and raise more money than any college or university in this country for Spread the Net, and you did it. And you did it knowing that you were going to save lives of people on the west coast of Africa, people that you never would even meet in your life. You already have an understanding of the importance of making our community a little better. And I can tell you, when you start to volunteer in the community, you will always get more than you give. You will meet people that you would not have met otherwise, and you will have had experiences that will help you for the rest of your life that you simply would not have had. So our message to you is to get involved in your community. Volunteer at your church, or your mosque, or your synagogue, or your community center. Go to a local school and volunteer. Help a child, much of like what many of you have been able to do today. It's now up to you to live your life with a purpose and not for power, to live a life to be in service and not to be served. Which takes me to my third piece of advice to you. And it may seem odd to some of you, this message, but the people on this stage and in the audience here can attest that time is now your predator. Life goes extremely quickly. And so we would suggest to you to take risk and try something new. Let me give you an example of that. I watched a documentary on CBC recently called The Monarchs of Money. And in that documentary, it talked about central banking and quantitative easing. And if you watched it, you would have heard that documentary delivered by Neil MacDonald. Neil MacDonald, like you, is an Algonquin College graduate, someone who's now the senior Washington correspondent for CBC. And Neil decided some time ago that his risk was to leave Canada and report from places around the world in the Middle East and the Americas. And in 2004, that risk was rewarded when he was afforded the Gemini Award, the highest honor for television reporting. Take a risk, make a difference, and believe in yourself. Your faculty have prepared you well, and you are a very, very impressive lot. So let me conclude this way with two broad messages. First of all, to our international students, you could have chosen any college or university in the world, and yet somehow you've made your way to Ottawa and to Algonquin College, and we want to thank you for doing that. You being in our classrooms have made our learning more diverse and our classrooms more in depth. And what that does for us is it allows all of our graduates to leave here to be better prepared to make a difference in our community. And to all of you graduates, we want to thank you. We want to thank you because you made our lives at the college a little bit brighter. We know that you made our hallways a little bit livelier, and you made learning a little bit richer. But I do have one last request for you. Consider this your last homework assignment. As you sit here today in this beautiful hall, in this moment of silence or quietness, I want you to think back of why was it that you came to Algonquin College. Not what you did while you were here or how you did it, but why did you come to this institution? What were you hoping to achieve as a result of that? And here you are today. You're ready to do that. So as you sit here and think about how now you're going to apply this to make the world a little bit better place. On behalf of our faculty and staff, that we encourage you to walk out of this hall today with a spirit of boldness, to be confident in your actions, to create and lead change, and do something wonderful. And from a very personal perspective, don't ever let someone else tell you what you can or cannot do. You need to be your own artist. It's your life. It's up to you to create your own masterpiece. So graduates, congratulations. Leave here today and go out and be great Canadians. And if you're not a Canadian, act like a Canadian, because I think the world also needs more Canada these days. And I'll say this, that all graduates of institutions of higher learning in Canada, graduates are prepared to serve the age. But as an Algonquin College graduate, we know that you are ready to betray the age. We thank you for your time with us, we congratulate you, and we wish you all the best on your future journeys. Thank you.